Hey there. This is me, and I am making another video because this morning I was in the South Center Mall, and I went. I was going there, and I was with the intention of, just buying lunch and everything like that. And when I got there and I was walking up the escalator, going up the escalator and everything like that from the parking garage, I don't know if you have heard, but I've been there many times. It's called a store called Spencer's and everything, so it's just kind of like right before you get to the it's on the top level. It's like right before you get to the food court and everything like that. And once I walked in the doors, I'm like, oh my gosh, Spencer's. I just, you know, uh, remembered it, and I want, Spencer's is all about, like, it's just kind of a different store that sells a lot of different kind of weird things. So I'm like, okay, I need to stop by there before I buy lunch. So I went in there and everything into Spencer's. I spent probably about a half an hour there and everything, and I was like kind of like looking at the mystical, sort of occult, sort of tarot, sort of spiritual, sort of, subject kind of wall over there. And I got my last book, and the next book that I wanted to, look at is a book, and it's under love spells, and I barely even looked at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this one was probably like $30, and I'm like, well, I should get it. And I personally, I thought it was kind of interesting. So, but I haven't. I got home and it's in my bag and everything, and I haven't, like, this is like, actual, I've never even looked at it and everything, so it's still in the bag and everything. And I'm just gonna grab it. Here's the bag. I have not opened it. And so, likewise as well, this is my first time opening the book about spells. Okay. So this is called Love Spells, Ritual Spells and Potions to Spark Your Romantic Life. Love Spells. In Love Spells, she reveals the key to giving just your romantic life a boost with a sprinkle of magic. With just a few easy potions and rituals, you can tap into your spiritual self, work on your marriage from whatever you want, and change your love life. Like, if you haven't been out on a date for a while, this will change things. Magic is all about taking care of yourself and using your inner power to make happy life changes. Love is the answer, and you are taught how to have spells designed to attract the right guy, get your crush to call, or add some extra spice in your sex life. You can blend oils for your sex life, tea to mend a broken heart, candles, love and happiness to your life, and have a party with your friends. So the chapters are about relationships, sex, magic, love, friends, loving your self, loving everything that you want in different part of your life is just a spell away. Love is the most powerful magic of all. So this is page 1. Welcome to my book. Love is the most powerful magic of all. Giving it and embracing it, receiving it. Hi. Step in one love spell is yourself. Of all my love spells, self-love ones always are the most positive. This is because you are the most important thing. Your levels are raised, and you are anything that could happen. It's important to recognize that you do have a thankfulness in the areas where you find love in your life to really feel it. Tell everyone around you that you love them. Do little things and just try to be really nice to people that you don't know. And then when people tell you that they love you, hear it and listen to it. There is a lot of love to go around. Spreading it feels amazing. I'm also excited to share the following rituals and spells with you. I feel so lucky to be writing the second book of magic. So obviously, I don't know, I've never heard of this book, but obviously this woman has, a first. So this is her second book of magic, love magic. How to use this book. So this is page number 2. I have split the book into 2 sections. Part 1 is basic foundations, and you have read everything before you get started. Part 2, spells and potions. Allow yourself to get comfortable with the tools that you will need. You know how to build your altar. See pages 21 to 23, which will be helpful for most love spells in this book. Be focused on what you are about to have love and be aware that the spell that you are making could completely change your love life. Always remember that the 2 most important things that you need when making spells is, first, before you make a spell, you need to know what you want, and then you need to know how to do it. You are sending out an energy in the universe of act in your mind and put in the what you are asking for after you do spells. And the special when this happens, a sign of the universe that you are enough and that the universe has your back and magic is starting to work. If something doesn't feel right or you have a question about the spell you're going to cast, there's a love chart. See pages 28 to 29. If there's something that you need in the spell and you have to run across the street to the store, and if you don't have it, so if I had to go across the street to Safeway and get it, then don't use it. In this situation, feel free to return to the glossary pages 135 to 134 to 135, and if you want to change a little tip, that is fine. Herbs. Please be careful when using essential oils, if because that's, you have to be careful with book. So our first book was Everyday Magic, and you might have heard of this. Okay, moon phase icon. So this is like page 5. I've added the moon phase icon along with each spell, so you know what time of the month is powerful for each spell and potion. Although it must be said, you need to do it when it has a new moon. Don't stop up. Sometimes you can wait and a spell is something that you need. So it goes new, waxing, quarter, full, and waning. Sun phase icon. So this is basically like page 10. Many of the spells in an icon and the magical energy and the solar spell work summarize as tiny energy. So this is the ideas and what you think for thinking. The sunrise and the morning is the perfect magic for taking action, personal growth, and relationships. The noon energy is full moon of the daytime. The solar energy makes good time to charge crystals, bless earth's portion, and magical tools. Bless your goals, hold your hands up to the sky. As the sun sets, use this time to say bye. And you can also get rid of, something that, like black magic, you don't want it. You say, people don't like me. You can do stuff to get rid of that kind of stuff too. Keep a diary and shadow side. Part 1. The basics. Okay, basic toolkit. I always recommend getting dressed into something that feels something when you're about to make a spell and perform a ritual. In doing this, you are making the acknowledging that you are about something important. Get a little dressed up and focus and be more aware. You are performing the ritual, so you have, and then it goes more into it, but I don't really care to get into all that. The right headspace. You want to be calm and in the zone as possible before casting a spell, so be a little meditative and set the tone. A great breathing technique is sit comfortably and close your eyes and take some very gentle breaths and breathe in through your nose 5 to 7 or 8 counts. Repeat this about 10 or 15 times. You have to choose music when you're mixing up your magic. Do whatever makes you feel good and focused. Blessing. This means charging a spell. It is time to hold your hands over the potion or spell and bless with your intent zone your power. Feel light energy in the spell, the outcome magic. Mixing and blending when you have a spell. Remember, you could always stir and get into your life, or, if you want to get rid of something. Always remember what's important is knowing what you want. It is important that you have the universe that you are willing and you have an action plan. If you are a little confused, this can be a good time to draw a tarot card or an angel card, or, look at my love chart pages 28 to 29. 2 of everything. It is important when casting a love spell to visualize 2 of whatever you're focusing on. That way, it will be drawing on you, if the possibility, let's say you're single and you want to get married, and that's something that you are supposed to be thinking about. Superpower. So basically, page 15, there are a few items that are great to have in stock for love spells. Moon water. Moon water is kind of like holy water to moon worshippers. Where the moon is full, it's perfect time to make the most of her shiny rays and soak up her energy. Water that has been charged up under a full moon can be used for anything you think might need a little moon power. You can use a crystal with it, add it to spells to give the extra kick. Drink it, bath water, or anything you need. You will need a glass or a jug of water. Make sure the water, if you want to drink it, crystals. 1, fill a glass, jug, or water and leave in the moonlight to charge in the moon's superpowers. Add some crystals. 2, bring it inside before the sun comes up. Black salt. This is a black salt that you can use for anything. Superpowers, spells to say that's not good, get it away from me, or protection spells. What you'll need: salt, spoon, store it in. Blend the salt and charcoal in a clockwise direction spoon in a left hand. As the salt I go away, leave. Moon salt, similar to moon water, this will be a salt and full of the rays in one hand. Your salt power and your spells you can add to our bath, protection, or even when you're cooking, so you can put it in your food too. You need 1 salt crystal bowl. 1. Leave a bowl of water and a clear quart crystal. Bring it into the sunrise and store it into the jar. Tools: pestle, glass jars, candles, crystals. Please be sure if the crystals to tea, tonic, oil, and stones, not raw. The wrong ones will be liquid, the different colors, parchment, paper, hot disk, tongs, dish, or a cup, salt or sand, compass, and make sure that you know what you want. Most of the herbs that I'm talking about are the ones that you may find in your kitchen, or you can go buy it online. I can always use dried herb and spells unless you have like a specific herb that you need. Add them to spells, crush some cinnamon, burn it, and then pass the herbs to smoke. This can also be done, and then it goes more into that, but I don't care to get into all that right now. Hot charcoal guide. Many of the blends in the book have a hot disc, and you have a small pair of tongs for heating these up. If you don't have any tongs, scissors, or tweezers, that will also do the job. Please don't do this with your hands, as it could get very hot and you don't want to burn yourself, especially for a spell. Add sand or salt before the charcoal. Using the tongs, use a disc on the flame for 15 to 20 seconds, and then the time is right and the charcoal starts sparking. At this point, place the disc in the dish filled with the sand. This could be water, and then it goes more into it, but I don't really want to go into that right now. Love charm. Use this charm to set out to get a new woman in your life. When you put the charm in the bag or pin to the inside of your clothes or a pillow, or if you need to put it, somewhere around the house. Add some drops of rose oil and set it to a new moon if it needs a little feeding. This charm works as the power for calling in and attracting love into your life. Set the scene for the spell as it is a strong one. Don't target a man with this charm. You may have someone in mind, but maybe he's not your soulmate. The universe may have somebody way better on his way to you. You will need jasmine, rose petals, cinnamon, hair, 2 stones, oil, bowl, fabric pin, scissors, needle, pink thread, 1 blend herbs, lock of hair, put the stones together and the rose oil together in a bowl and set them outside from sunrise to sunset. Bring them in before sunset. 2, the fabric together and a heart, and then sew them together in a clockwise direction. 3, before the heart is sewn up fully, drop in the spell, including the stones, whenever you wish to beg magic as the charm and the magic. 4, screw it up. And then it actually kind of has a diagram, but I don't really want to get into that right now. Page 20, how to get rid of a bad spell. If you have a spell or somebody put a spell on you and it's causing problems, take the ashes you have burned into the front garden or leave it at the jar in the front of your house. It's brand new chance for a road. Dispose 4 directions. It can be a little tricky to do, so if you don't have that nearby, you can get rid of it. And then it goes into more, but I don't really care to go into all that right now. Page 21, how to build an altar. An altar is a holy space, a special area where you can sit and think, cast a spell, or mix up your potions and spell. You can really decorate and actually get pretty creative with your altar. It may be somewhere permanently, or maybe it's kind of temporary, your kitchen table when you light a candle. It's completely up to you. Ideas: crystals, candles, lucky charms, incense, coins, flowers, offerings, sweets, cakes, nuts, angel cards, pictures of the gods, goddesses, angels, or any god. Like if you believe, if you're Christian and you believe in God, you could put his picture up there. One rule I would suggest to follow is keep your altar away when you are sitting. Try to have it switched off. I know there is temptation to post on Instagram, so if you have social media and you put it up with your friends, that's fine. Just try to take the picture at the beginning of the session and put it on Instagram. Okay, and then there is, I don't know, you probably don't know this unless you're like absolutely into tarot like I am, so this is the symbol on like most of the tarot cards. So this is, like the Wicca symbol for money. Okay, so spirit, water, air, fire, earth. You may also be able to represent the elements in your altar. There are 4 elements: spirit, and that's part of the pentagram. North, earth, for this is salt, sand of the earth, or a special place. East, air. You can have a feather or smoke from some incense. West, water. You can use some water in the clear quartz, or even better, moon water. So if you want to get more into moon water, read page 14. South, fire in this direction. Place a lit candle of your choice. The 5th point represents the spirit or the unseen, which is always above. That's always God. You can also use crystals to represent the elements. Here are a few of my favorite. Earth, black. So if you get like a shiny black, like I have, that's simple earth element. Fire would be anything red. Water would be, obviously, water's pretty self-explanatory. I have it right next to me in my kitchen right now. Air, so the crystal for air is topaz. Okay, how to cast a circle of love. Making a safe and protected space to make magic is an important part of, that's the first thing. Make a love circle by these spells and closing your eyes and asking the Lord Jesus to have it with love and joy. Calling love for protection in a magic is a powerful way to put yourself in, to have a positive attitude about it before you do the spell. As you make the circle, you start to feel the love of the heart around it and have that around you every corner of the room. This love spell light is here to protect you. This is shining on you from your spirits and angels and guides who are always looking out for you. Imagine happy dances and high-fiving as they watch over you, feeling the love and offering the protection, and create a happy, safe space to do the magic and everything you can do. Here are 3 steps to cast a circle of what you need. 1, cleanse the space. Have some sage, so, kind of burn that sage. Think of, the person that you're married to. 2, if you have some moon water and moon salt, see pages 14 to 15. Put it together, a little bit of water clockwise, start by facing the east. Focus on the love for this person or animal, and you are thinking that noticing your body connect with the feeling of love, happiness, bring you and remind yourself and the gift of loving how special it is to give love. Step 3 is you do this, energy rising, and feel yourself to the higher frequency. Feel the loving vibrations you and every part of your body for your fingertips and your toes. Warm, golden light. If you have finished, don't forget to close the circle. Do this by turning anti-clockwise and thanking the spirits in each of the directions for being there. You can also ring a bell, bowl, or box of matches in each direction. Sometimes you have in the circle and other options, and it goes on a little more, but I don't really want to get into that right now. Sigil, a perfect symbol you can have for intentions, can be a candle drawn into a piece of paper or a leaf or an ink. This idea is a symbol that can remember. To start, you will have to write what you want. So then you write on the paper, pretty self-explanatory, what you want. Let's say you want $1 million. Write that down. Start, and the time of the letters and moving them around, you can put upside down or back and what you want. If you want, and then it kind of goes more into that and everything, and it has pictures, but I don't care to go into that. Love pendulum. If you are feeling a little stuck, or if you're really confused and you don't really know what she thinks about you, use the pendulum as a guide. If you can't get access to a pendulum, you can make one from a necklace or a crystal or thread. Before you start, say to the pendulum out loud, and you ask what you want. It goes into more detail, but I am just going to kind of give you this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Mystical. Element herbal blends. Create a custom herbal formula for you and the man that you love. The 4 classical herbs. Use your partner. Oils. The powerful oils are the signs of the zodiac. These blends and the spark romance with your partner through the magical scent. You can use these blends in a romantic bath, massage oil. I'm going to give us a couple more ideas that you can do with that. To make the blend, mix the oils and the carrier of your choice. Sweet almonds is my favorite, but the choice is yours, and the glass jar or the bottle or the rose quartz. And then it goes, there's a chart for each zodiac sign, and I'm not going to go into it now. If you really want to know all this, you should buy the book. And then it goes into more charts based on the person's zodiac sign. Your sign, more charts. Part 2, spells and potions. Relationships. Having a deep relationship connection with someone is a little something and magic, and that is something, if you doesn't come around very often, that is when you have a chemistry and somebody and the face embrace and turn out to be, and that because it's magical. First date tea blessing. This pot you will need jasmine tea, root, passion flowers. First dates are nerve-wracking, and this tea will keep you grounded and act as your confident, magical, and beaming. Drink it, and good vibes flow. Whether your date goes well or not, you have owned it. So you add all that together, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just put all the ingredients together, and then you drink it. Here's another love spell. Clothing, cinnamon, red string, root, and then it kind of goes, kind of together, and it says how to make it. Okay, then there is another love spell, and it kind of goes, more into how to blend the herbs for that love spell. Blessings. Moon water, lavender oil, patchouli, rose oil, alcohol, so if you want to use vodka, rose crystal spray bottle. This can be used, one, mix everything together. Love binding ritual. You will need 2 red candles, 5 drops of rose essential oil, red string, dried lavender, ground cinnamon, and then some seeds. 1, carve each other's names in the candles. 2, put the candles together with the string. You and your partner have a knot and the third together, and then kind of gives more into it. So if you would have to buy the book, it gives more direction on how to make that, but I'm not going to read it right now. Crystal blessing. Rosemary, lavender, 5 whole cloves, oil, hot dish, 1, and then goes more into the ingredients, and then kind of how to bond with your partner. New home blessing. Rose petals, frankincense, cinnamon, lavender, jasmine, hot dish, and the dish. Blend it, and then it kind of goes how to do that. So if you just, bought a new home. Love. 2 pieces of paper, pen, black candle, rose petals, pine needles. Add a little something flames for a love connection. 1 other piece of paper, write what you are unhappy about and you think, how could you improve? 2, light the black candle. 3 on your other piece of paper, and it just kind of goes more into that. So, but I don't want to do it. You'll have to buy the book if you want more to know how to cast that love spell. Okay, the next one. Pen and paper, chili powder, red candle. What you have, write your lover's name and sprinkle chili powder, light a red candle beside it. Another one, smoky, and then there's the red crystal. So this is just 2 crystals. Place both the crystals under your pillow. Seduction potion. You will need 2 cups, dried rose petals, ponds, tea, ground cinnamon, 2 honey. Drink this tea to open up a new world. This brew is enough for 1 cup for each person. So 1, rose petals, pods, cinnamon, teapot pour over boiling water, and then add the potion and wait at least 10 minutes so you don't burn yourself. 2, strain the cup and stir in the honey just before you drink it. Kissing potion. Makes 2 cups, and you will need almond milk, vanilla, gray, fresh ginger, 2 teaspoons, black pepper to finish. Drink this potion to have the cosmic cuddle time. Release all of that and get your brain to buzz off each other. This brew makes 1 enough for a cup for each person. 1, add all the ingredients together except the black pepper, and you have a saucepan and heat a little bit warm. Make sure it doesn't get too hot. Strain the mugs, and then you put some black pepper in it. Love potion makes 2 cups. What you will need: 2 teaspoons loose leaf tea, 2 teaspoons rose petals, 2 cloves, 4 sprigs, a pure passion potion. The brew makes enough for each person. 1, add all it. Wait 10 minutes so you don't get burned, and then you drink. Next one is the rose powder, a red clover, pinch of chips, pestle, 7 drops of vanilla oil, disc, and a dish, candles to put around the room. Allow the smoke to carry away and the space left with the confidence to relax. 1, mix together the root oil, red clover, sandalwood chips with a pestle. Once blended, add the vanilla oil. 2, light a disc in the dish, and then there's more instructions on page 17, and add the mixture. Have a room lit with candles alongside. This is perfect for, see page 70. Love oil. Almond oil, patchouli, and then it goes like all different types of oil. Allow this to awaken your senses. 1, blend it and store the jar or the bottle. Oil makes what you need: almond oil, gallon, oil, vanilla oil, patchouli oil, rose water, bottle or jar. Apply a drop of the potion in the pillow. Place a couple dab behind your ears, your lover's eyes. Place the hands on one heart and practice circular breathing. I'll leave the rest to you. 1. Add all the ingredients to a jar or bottle and shake. Store the jar or the bottle. Manifest energy spell. You will need candles or blend of your choice and a hot disk. Whether you have a new partner, the buildup of the energy is a technique. 1. Create your space, light some candles and disk and a dish. Full instructions on page 17, and burn the incense. Say out loud what you want. In this case, it might be better to work with thinking of, your wife or something that you want. 3, when you're ready, start breathing and intention deeply. If you are doing this with your husband actually there, do the intention together. 4, try to hold back and then slow down and start again. 5, reflect and notice if anything came up or if you downloaded any psychic messages. 2, what you want. Calling in love. Calling your love comes with a word of caution. You must remember that if you're involving somebody else in your spells, you can have an effect on their energy. At this point, you must ask yourself whether you would like to have it with somebody that you haven't met in a spell, or maybe if you're already married. Use a name in a spell, and it can be dangerous. To bring a little sweetness and love into your life. Love honey. You will need ginger, honey, rose quartz crystal, and 2 red candles. 1, cut the ginger in half and place the pieces in the jar and honey along with the crystals. 2, rose petals, and the circle around the jar and light the 2 candles. 3, light again the candles for the next 2 nights and allow them to both burn. Eat the honey or sweeten your tea to calm the love of your life. Oil, almond oil, cinnamon sticks, dried rose petals, 9 whole cloves, 9 drops of patchouli oil, and 9 drops of oil, glass jar, or a bottle. The oil does what it says in the title. It works if you have a person in mind, but always be sure if you are thinking of someone performing a love magic that this is the person you really want to call in, because this is a really strong one. I would just always say with a love spell is if you have to force it, maybe it's not meant to be. Make sure that there might be somebody that's so much more perfect for you. You can use this oil if you have a picture of your wife that's somebody you want to attract. Maybe so many manifestations, candles, crystals, or add it to yourself. 1, blend all together in a jar or a bottle overnight and charge it under a full moon. Bring the mixture back at the sunrise and store it in the jar or bottle. 2, this oil can be super power to any spell, but it's love spells. Love or dream spell. Red candle, 5 rose essential oil, 2 pinches of dried rose petals, dried patchouli oil, bowl, crystal, pen, and paper. Use this spell to make a vision of, somebody if you want to be with them. Be open to messages and signals that you have. The spell may show where you future lover, and the steps may have a call a lover and what you want and what they look like. 1, put the candle with rose oil on, place it on the bed, and light it. 2, blend the petals and herbs in a bowl and a crystal. 3, take the pen and paper and try to write down many possibilities that you want. 4, put the herb blended in the crystal in the middle of the paper and fold it 3 times the directions you want. Place it underneath your pillow. 5, sleep with the spell under your pillow for the next week. Always keep the pen and paper beside your bed so that you can write the dreams and psychic visions while they are still fresh in your mind. A psychic tea guides you toward a vision of your future. Dream love tea. This makes 1 pot, so you'll need mugwort, rose petals, jasmine tea, ground cinnamon, pen, and paper. Drink this just before you go to bed. Make sure it's really strong, so be serious about it. 1, add all the ingredients to your teapot in boiling water. Allow to steep for at least 10 minutes. 2, have your pen and paper ready as you might have to write. dating spell. What you will need: allspice, dried thyme, 5 cloves, 5 essential oil, pestle, this, and this can be hard work, offering so much choice and yet barely no choice. Use this spell to bless your marriage with compassion and allow it to open up to the path. 1. Blend of all the ingredients. 2. Charcoal dish and a dish. See full instructions on page 17 and add the mixture. Bathe your hand in the smoke as you would. Love blessing. Few candles, lavender oil, jasmine, rose petals, water working, going toward you. 1. Light some candles and run a warm bath. Add in the oil and the flower petals while soaking yourself. Visualize your husband. 2. When you're done with the bath, it will happen. While soaking in the bath, feel the love in your heart. Love spell. Pen and paper. 8 drops of oil. Use the spell to remind yourself, of your self-confidence and all the qualities that you want to have. 1. Write out 20 things that you love about yourself on a piece of paper. On another piece of paper, about 20 things that you want your husband, or write about, a man that you like if they were doing the same. 2. Anoint the corners of the paper with the oil and then place it on the piece of paper. And then it goes kind of more into more, but I don't want to do it. If you want to do it, you have to buy the book. I don't want to tell you how to make this spell. Allow the smell of the smoke to bless your flirting skills and good fortune and self-confidence. Flirting spell. You will need blood, frankincense, myrrh, 2 cloves, a ground cinnamon, pestle, hot disc, and the dish. 1. Blend all of the herbs and the spices together and the pestle. 2. Light in a disc in the dish. Page 17. Add to the mixture. 3. As the smoke travel, think of the woman that you like, laughing and making someone laugh, having something common, and feeling confident and great about yourself. Love blessing spell. What you will need: cinnamon, dried lavender, jasmine, essential oil, pink candle, disc, fresh rose petals. During the week, you burn the candle, leave the house each day, walking in or with your head held high and your eyes wide open in order to get the love that's making its way toward you. 1. Mix the cinnamon and lavender, and then mix in the jasmine oil. 2. Love heart into the side of your pink candle. 3. Light a disc in the heat-proof disc. Follow the directions on page 17. Burn the incense and hold your candle over the smoke as you do this. Call the type of person that you would like to come into your life. 4. Place the rose petals around the candle and relight the candle every night for the next week. Self-love. Self-love is the best love. If you are doing self-love and you're acting in a kind, respectful way to yourself, you are winning at life. Self-love. The best high place to start before making magic and casting spells is a place of self-love. Start by sitting on a nice position. You may want to have some self-love incense. See page 108. Gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths through your nostrils or your mouth, whatever's so comfortable. As you do this, count to 5 breaths and 8 on the breaths. Repeat several times as you feel the muscles in your face and body relaxing. As you continue to do this, be aware of all the organs in your body doing their job, working at keeping you alive so you can live your amazing life. 2. Focus on how everything is working and not asking you for anything. It's not judging you, and how happy your body is to keep you alive so you can continue living. Now focus on your heart and give a little smile. Think of your heart pumping. 2. Take this time to remind yourself for compassion and love for yourself. Recognize that you are sitting there and doing things because you love yourself and taking this time to be yourself. 4. Put your arms and your body and kind of cuddle yourself. Love and feel and thank yourself for being here. Self-love. Sweet almond oil, rose oil, 7 drops of essential oil, bowl glass bar. Anoint yourself and then go and do something kind to yourself. Buy flowers and plant something in your home. Give yourself a little cuddle, wrap around your arms, and give yourself your body and all of your organs inside for doing their job for keeping you alive. 1. Mix all these ingredients together and mix in a bowl and storing in the glass ball, or use the oil to anoint yourself. A pot of love. What you will need: rose 1, vanilla 7 drops of rose water, rose hip leaves 1 leaves. Add all the ingredients to the teapot and pour over the boiling water. Ask your hands in the teapot and bless it with love. Allow the tea to steep for at least 10 minutes. You spell. Whether you are single or whether you're married, taking yourself on a date is one of the best acts of self-love. Someone suggested this idea to me 20 years ago, and it's been something that I do every day. 1, set some time aside to plan out the perfect date that you want to take yourself on. This could be anything from taking yourself to go to a movie, and then buying yourself dinner, going for a massage, getting in the spa, or walk in the park, taking yourself for a picnic, maybe just sleeping in bed an extra hour, box set jumps, or, maybe doing something you like on the internet. 2, what you have to decide on how going to yourself in order to make this in your diary. 3, on the date of your day, start with the day and the daily love ritual. Call page 108 and anoint yourself with a love potion, page 100. Okay, then there's the next one. You will need dried rose petals, myrrh, dried lavender, 5 drops of jasmine oil, pestle, heat-proof dish. Maybe you need to read, watch a box set, or just spend a day taking a nap. These are things that are lazy, but it's okay to just chill. Blend up this little potion to help you relax and switch off. 1, prepare yourself to do absolutely nothing. Put on comfy clothes and have snacks ready. 2, blend the ingredients in using the pestle and work hard. 3, light a disc. See instructions and page 17 and add the mixture. Daily self-love ritual. You will need rose petals, powder, sandal powder, pestle, clove oil, hot, and heat-proof dish, mirror. This is time to make a spell to make a big batch. You can burn it in while you meditate in the morning or at night before bed. While it's burning, allow the smoke to remind yourself and the energy and vibrations you are part of the universe. 1, mix the rose petals and flowers and then the essential oil. 2, heat-proof dish. See instructions on page 17. Okay, then there's another spell, and it's just kind of about getting rid of negative energy. You will need dried sage, 3 whole cloves, thyme, pestle, cinnamon oil, heat-proof dish. Use this potion to get rid of the negative voice inside your head. Avow this book to awaken, nurture your voice, which is here to tell you you can do anything. You're a beautiful, amazing, confident, kind, and loving woman. 1, blend the sage, cloves, and thyme. Then add cinnamon. 2, disc and a heat-proof dish. Directions on page 17. Friends. Your friends are your own family. Tell your friends you can come every day. Spell to make new girlfriends. You will need yellow, 5 drops of peppermint oil, pen and paper, round magnet. 1, stop by the friend in the yellow candle. 2, anoint the candle with the peppermint essential oil. Put it on the candle. 3, let the candle stare into the flame and think, if there's a woman you want to be friends with her, just think about this person. 4, let the few drops of the candle wax fall out the magnet and then keep the light special place. And then it kind of goes into more, but I don't want to go into all that. If you want to know how to make a new friend, just buy the book. Best friend spell. You will need 2 teaspoons of honey, 2 cups moon water. See page 14 to figure out how to make it. 2 rose water, 2 peat candles, 5 drops of rose oil, fresh rose petals, pen and paper. Use this spell for best friendships and your love for each other. The power of what you both want. Share your dreams and manifest together. 1, add the honey, moon water, and rose water to a teapot and pour over boiling water. Allow to steep. 2 cups and serve hot or leave to cool. You can also have cold tea. 2, anoint the candles with the rose oil. Place them on either side of cups with a circle of rose petals. 3, write each other a letter of gratitude. Honor your friendship. Hold a cup and say to each other, we are friends forever. And then it kind of gives like this little rhyme and stuff. More instructions, but I don't want to get into that. loving God spell. What you will need: 2 dried rose petals, chips, 5 drops of vanilla oil, bowl. Send out love to God, to people you know, to people you don't know, to all the animals, trees, flowers, stars, and the sea. 1, blend all the ingredients. 2, light a dish. See full instructions on page 17. Place the mixture on the hot coal, focus your smoke, and send love straight from your heart. Friendship spell. You will need for the tonic glass full of the moon water, see page 14. Sugar cube for the friend. Flower or leaf plant for the ceremony. Permission. Few fresh crystal of your choice for the incense. 2 pitches of dried rose petals, dried thyme, dried cinnamon. 2, and gives a few more ingredients, but I'm not going to go into all that. A spell of honor your friends, showing that each they want and commit to always to be there. And then it gives, more instructions how to do that. But if you want to know, you have to buy the book. I'm not going to tell you how to do the whole spell. Love to your family spell. You will need dried rose petals, ground cinnamon, 5 drops of vanilla essential oil, dish, frame picture if you have a picture of your family members who you want to send love. 1, blend all the ingredients. As you say this, think about how much you love your family. 2, light the dish, page 17. Send your blessings to your family and also your friends. Love spells. If you are asking questions about your relationship, ask God and he will probably give you the reasons. If something feels off, it probably isn't. Don't stick with someone just because you think you need a man. Care for your heart. Here's your spell to connect with God. Sit with yourself and see how safe you feel. Love spell. You will need ground cinnamon, rose petal, and they have all these ingredients. I'm not going to go into that. You have to buy the book to see this. You may be having a feeling about your relationship, a message from your stomach or your third eye. Use a spell and those things. You may not be worried. 1, blend all the ingredients. 2, dish and mixture how smoke travels. Here's a spell to feel better. You will need 5 black. And then it kind of goes into the ingredients, but I'm not going to tell you all the ingredients. You have to buy the book. So, something has a bad day, you get car hit or something like that, car accident, whatever, a million things that could happen. Just cast the spell. 1, blend all of the stuff. 2, mix the teardrops, and it has, whatever caused you the problem, the tears on your fingers, and mixing the paste. Add rose oil on the tears and mix into the paste. 3, disc in the full on the page 17 and the potion. Sit and watch the smoke. Apply the smoke drifts and you can breathe in your heart. Break and cut bath. What you will need: dried sage, peppercorns, Himalayan sea salt, lemon juice, and bowl clear crystal quartz. This is a bath, if somebody doesn't like you and they have bad intentions. This will protect you from anything anybody wants to put on you. 1, mix of sage, salt, lemon zest in a bowl. 2, run a hot bath and then put it in the lemon juice. Now, when you step out of the bath, you will be cleansed. Extra power before you get into a bath. Write down what you are breaking away from on a piece of paper and fold it 3 times in the direction. Burn it with a black candle. Okay, here's another spell for getting rid. If another person doesn't like you and they have like jealousy or something like that, and they say, hey, I don't like, so-and-so, I don't like you. Here's a spell you can do to get rid of negative energy. What you will need: pen and paper, black candle. The banishing spell can be done before manifesting. Every time you banish something, you created for room for positive things. 1, write the person's name or the situation. Got a problem, you can just write it down. 2, do a banish and access to the candle. You can think of the name or situation. 3, you can put it. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. And then there's another, spell that you can do, another way to create, somebody who doesn't like you, you can get off those negative vibes. What you will need, let's say somebody doesn't like you, you know, um, then you think of the person who doesn't like you, write their name on the piece of paper, black cloth, salt. See more about page 15. Needle and thread with the spell will cut bad feelings that you don't want. If person doesn't like you, you can, say, okay, well, let's just cut. She doesn't like me, just cut that off. One, think of the person, write it on the paper, and the name of the person in the black cloth, and add the black salt, and use your left hand to cloth and the needle, thread, say goodbye, and bury it from your house. Okay, and then this is really interesting because on page 135 they kind of have a glossary. So that is basically the end of the book. I'm not going to go into it. It gets like a little more detailed. But if you want to get into that, then you have to buy the book. So, that's mostly what I wanted to share with you. Just kind of to remind you again, obviously, I got, it's called Love Spells, and I bought it this morning at the SOUTHCENTER Mall. I don't know if you know where it was, but it was, I don't know if you remember that, like, I don't know if you've heard of this or anything, but I went there this morning and everything, and then it was in Spencer's, and it was actually kind of interesting. I personally thought that it would be a interesting book to get because I got married almost a year ago, and I got married. My husband and I got married on, August 8th, 2020. So we've been married almost a year. And so obviously, most of you are married or partnered and everything. And I personally was kind of like, well, interested in this because technically speaking, I am a newlywed. I thought it would be obviously this book does apply to me. It was kind of interesting since I recently got married. So the name of the book is Love Spells, and just look in my description. I'll give you more, details about, love spells and who the author is and everything.